Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The City of Greensboro introduced a new sanitary sewer backup policy, which may reimburse homeowners for damages if the backup was caused by a city sewer main blockage. If a homeowner experiences a sewer backup after February 1st, they may be eligible to receive assistance from the city for damages. Residential backups generally mean a house may not be in compliance with state plumbing codes, which require a backwater valve along a house's underground service line. This valve prevents sewage from getting into your home's plumbing. Reimbursement for damages caused by a sewer backup may be offered by the city if the following criteria is met. If the backup was caused by a blockage in the city's underground sewer main line and not in the connection to the homeowner's underground service line, if this is the first sewer backup at the address in question since February 1st, 2021. If the homeowner signed a release waiving any further claims against the city and its staff in exchange for payment, if the homeowner agreed to install and maintain a backwater valve in the service line to prevent future problems. For more information about the sanitary sewer backup policy, visit the city's website or call the city's contact center at 336-373-2489. The City of Greensboro is working with Guilford County to secure a steady supply of COVID-19 vaccinations. Due to a high demand and limited supply for vaccines in Guilford County, appointments are booked in a matter of minutes. For updates on when new vaccine appointments become available, visit healthyguilford.com or subscribe to text message alerts available in English and Spanish. Vaccination appointments will reopen when a new dosage allotment is received from the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. Please note the exact number of dosages is unknown until the state releases the information. Vaccination appointments can be made online at healthyguilford.com or by calling 336-641-7944, select option 2. The City of Greensboro and Guilford County are committed to slowing the spread of COVID-19 in our community. Residents are urged to continue to practice the 3 W's, wear a mask, wash your hands often, and wait 6 feet apart. Together, we can reduce the spread of COVID-19. The city's planning department is seeking proposals for the sale and development of nearly 2 acres in the 300 to 400 block of Summit Avenue. The property, located inside the interchange from Summit Avenue to Murrow Boulevard, is considered a gateway into downtown and the Dunleith neighborhood. The site is also near the downtown Greenway's Murrow Boulevard section, currently under construction. Interested developers should review the request for proposals to obtain instructions on submitting a proposal, as well as details about zoning, available utilities, and desired site characteristics. Proposals must be submitted by 3 p.m. on Thursday, March 25th to be considered by the Greensboro City Council. Submission requirements are on pages 5 and 6 of the proposal request. The appraised value of the property, which served as a public right-of-way, is $440,000. For more information, contact Jeff Sovich, Senior Planner, at 336-433-7264. The city developed a partnership with Cone Health to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
70% of Americans say they want to die at home. And in reality, 70% of Americans die in hospitals and facilities. Hi, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Golding, Medical Director for the Palliative Medicine team at Cone Health, a member of Cone Health Medical Group. I would like to talk to you today about one of the most important conversations you can have with your loved ones, a conversation about end of life and advanced care planning. There's nothing more heartbreaking for me as a physician to sit down with a family who is in the midst of crisis. They have a loved one who may be nearing end of life, an unexpected heart attack, stroke, or other serious illness. and they have to make decisions about their loved one's care, and that loved one can't speak for themselves. By completing these documents, by having the conversation early, you're giving a gift to your family. You're giving them the gift of reassurance that they're acting in a way that you would want them to if your health should deteriorate. It may start at your first visit with your adult doctor. So you may begin by doing something called a living will or a healthcare power of attorney form. This form really is designed to protect you when you're young, should you have a horrible accident, should you have an unexpected serious terminal illness diagnosis, or should you get unexpectedly ill. It will guide your loved ones in making decisions that you would want. As you move forward through your life, there may be points where you need to think about revisiting your advance directive. And when I say an advance directive, I'm talking about the forms that support a conversation that you should have with your loved ones. A living will and a healthcare power of attorney are legal documents, and they do require signatures, witnesses, and a notary. As you move forward at certain points in your life, maybe even when you renew your driver's license, or as you age, perhaps if you have a hospitalization, or maybe even your job changes. Maybe you are involved in a high-risk job. Maybe you're in the military. Certain points in your life, you need to revisit your advance directives. One of the things that I always say a good point to revisit your advance directives is when you enroll in Medicare. And when you enroll in Medicare, you should make sure that you have your documents in place. And that should be a reminder to also have the conversation with your family. At the time of a new diagnosis of a serious illness, these things should require some preparation. One of the things we can talk about is how to start that conversation. The first part of that is thinking in your own mind and doing a little preparation before you talk to your loved ones. So thinking about what matters to you, and try to get a plan in place to talk about those things. It could be at certain points that you think are important. Maybe around the holidays when you have your family together. It may be just at the dinner table. And sometimes I'll say, think about somebody else you know who's been really sick. You can use that as a context for the conversation. If so-and-so isn't doing well, I would or would not want those kinds of things. You can also talk about it within the context of a newly diagnosed health problem. Sometimes family members will be taken back by the conversation. I remember talking to my 100-year-old grandmother who did not want to have that conversation. But it's really important that we talk about these things because we want to make sure we are doing the right thing for our loved ones. Not what we want, but what our loved ones want. That way, they won't have to live their life wondering, did I do the right thing for my mom? Did I do the right thing for my dad? Did I do the right thing for my wife or my husband? They will know, and they will have the confidence that the care that was provided to them at the end of life was the best that it could be. So advanced care planning is the way to ensure that that actually happens. Thank you for joining me. I hope this has been helpful for you and your family. Please don't wait for a crisis to occur. Start the conversation today about your wishes at end of life. For more information, go to conehealth.com/advanced directive. I'm Elizabeth Golding with the Palliative Medicine team at Cone Health.
Technology will help bridge the gap between public safety personnel and those with a cognitive impairment, helping to get them home safely. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Greensboro Police Department recently launched the Take Me Home program. This free program allows family members and legal guardians to upload critical information for individuals with a cognitive impairment or developmental disability. This includes those diagnosed with conditions such as autism, dementia, or Alzheimer's. In the event an individual who is registered in the Take Me Home program encounters police or is reported missing, law enforcement and emergency services personnel can use the registry to search for the person's contact information, a detailed physical description, and a photo of the person. This will save valuable time in safely getting the person home. The Take Me Home program is also helpful for people who are nonverbal or easily disoriented. The program is strictly voluntary and not limited by age or disability. All data is confidential and only accessible by City of Greensboro public safety personnel. For more information or to use the Take Me Home registry, visit the city's website. Thanks to a donation of 6.5 acres of open space from Friends Homes Incorporated, the City of Greensboro will be able to connect the Bicentennial Greenway to Friendly Avenue and the retirement community's campus. Friends Homes has also made a donation to the Friends of Greensboro Parks and Recreation Foundation to fund a project feasibility study. This will shed light on site conditions and compatibility with existing Friends Homes campus enhancements. Plan to Play, along with the Greensboro Bike and Pedestrian Plan and the city's GSO 2040 Comprehensive Plan, encourages the city to develop more trail connections. Trails and greenways rank high on the list of favorite recreational amenities, making this an ideal project for the community. More than 47% of Plan to Play survey respondents expressed an interest in seeing more trails and programs centered on outdoor recreation. The feasibility study, which is currently underway and expected to last through this spring, will include public engagement, design, and construction documentation. The Parks and Recreation Department will manage the project on behalf of the Friends of Greensboro Parks and Recreation Foundation. A construction start date is yet to be determined. Creative Greensboro, the city's Office of Arts and Culture, has placed an open call for musical acts interested in performing at its sponsored events. The deadline to respond to the open call is Sunday, February 21st. The call is open to musical acts based in North Carolina, although preference will be given to those based in the Piedmont Triad. This open call will be used to create a roster of artists for Creative Greensboro concert programming being hosted through June 2022. Among other opportunities that may be offered, Creative Greensboro is specifically seeking guest artists for the MUSEP and Opus concert series. For more information, including the application, please visit Creative Greensboro's website. Greensboro Transit Agency is known for being innovative and progressive. GTA has an electric bus fleet, and the agency deployed its own app a few years ago. Coming up after the break, learn what enhancements have been made to the app. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Greensboro Transit Agency has earned the distinction for being innovative and progressive. GTA has electric bus fleets, and its headquarters won an award for being LEED certified. Joining me now to tell us about changes to the GTA app is Kevin Elwood. He is the Marketing and Communications Specialist for the Greensboro Transit Agency. Hello, Kevin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Carla. Good to be back.
Always good to see you. Speaking of the app, riders have the ability to download the GTA app. You do have a very nifty name for it. Tell us how it works and what's included in the upgrade.
Okay. Well, we've had the app for several years that allows you to see real-time information on where GTA and heat buses are at any time. We just recently completed an upgrade that makes it much more user-friendly. It allows you to better access the information. You literally can just touch the screen and it will show you all of the bus routes and all of the buses that are near you at any time. So it makes it a whole lot easier for people to be able to see that bus information.
And what is the name of your app?
The name of it is Transloc, and you can download it from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store.
Now, you recently had a change to one of your transit service vehicles, or services rather. Tell us about that.
Oh yes, well, we have run a paratransit service called SCAT for a number of years in Greensboro, and there's been calls to change the name because they felt like the name just didn't reflect its current service offerings. And, and just we took a look at it and decided that, yes, it is time to make a change in the name. And so we did change the branding.
Okay, so give us a kind of before and after. You had the name, as you said, the service was around for nearly 3 decades.
Yes.
And now it has a brand new name, and you have swag to boot.
Yes, actually the new name for the service is Access GSO. And so in order to help promote that to our riders, we gave out refrigerator magnets as well as these custom masks with the Access GSO name on them.
Okay.
And so we felt like Access GSO was a great name for the service as it's moving forward and continuing to provide quality and efficient transit services for persons with disabilities.
Yes, I like the name much better than SCAT. SCAT just seemed kind of abrupt and folks weren't really warmed up to it. Now, was the community involved at all in this process to change the name?
Yes, everyone was involved. We reached out to our riders, to our operators, to city staff, and of course the general community. We asked them to visit our website and to submit recommendations as far as different names, and we got a wide variety of recommendations, including some recommendations not to change the name. And then we ended up with the final name, Access GSO.
I like it. Now, what kind of feedback have you received so far from the people who directly get service on that bus or just the community at large?
The feedback has been extremely positive. Again, this is something that some of our riders have been asking for years, this name change. And so now that we were able to come up with the funding to do that, they were very pleased with that. They said it makes them feel more confident as they're riding Access GSO as opposed to riding the old SCAT system.
And this will also apply to your iRide service?
Yes, our iRide independent mobility on-call service that is now known as iRide Access.
Okay, very nice. Now, with so many things coinciding with COVID, many of the things that we typically charge for were relaxed or kind of put on hold as people were trying to get their footing. Have you resumed fares and collecting the fares on the buses now?
Yes, actually GTA, along with Winston-Salem Transit and High Point Transit System, all returned to paid fares on January 4th of this year. We were going fare-free ever since March of last year. We did this for 2 reasons. One, we wanted to be able to give the riders the opportunity to distance themselves socially in terms of backdoor boarding, where of course we wouldn't have a fare box, and also to be able to reduce the interactions between the riders and the operators until we got a better grasp of what was going on with the pandemic.
Okay, well, I know you took other measures to ensure safety, not only of the drivers, but also all of the wonderful folks who ride the buses. So I'm glad that that was able to be worked out, and now we're kind of slowly but surely trying to recoup some of those dollars through the fares.
Yes.
It's always good to see you, Kevin, and I'm always impressed with all of the technology and upgrades that go on through GTA, and thank you for promoting the Access GSO and also telling us about the new touchscreen option for your app. Do come back and keep us posted on other projects you're working on. I
will do so. And actually, there's one other thing I'd like
Sure.
to share with you. Matter of fact, I just found out about it on the way here, that Condé Nast Traveler has voted the J. Douglas Galleon Depot the 14th most beautiful train station in the country.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is a historic building.
Yes,
and it truly is beautiful.
Yes, we're quite proud to earn that distinction because a lot of work went into that facility. And of course, it allows us to bring all modes of public transportation together to serve the community.
Congratulations. Once again, GTA paving the way. Thank you, Kevin. Stay tuned for some useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for meetings as needed. Due to COVID-19, the City Council is meeting virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. City Council meetings usually take place on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The city of Greensboro received nearly $9 million in federal funds to assist eligible households to pay rent, utilities, and other related housing expenses. The city's application approval comes at a pivotal time for many residents impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The money earmarked for Greensboro is part of the new $25 billion federal emergency rental assistance program established in December by Congress under the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2021. During its February 2nd meeting, the Greensboro City Council voted unanimously to accept the funds. Meanwhile, the Neighborhood Development Department will accept a request for qualifications. Experienced community partners are encouraged to apply as program administrators for processing applications to distribute the financial assistance. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first we have an important message about COVID-19.
Remember the 3 W's. Wear a cloth face mask covering, wait 6 feet from others, and wash your hands often. By working together, we can adjust to this new normal and continue to save lives.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. If you're skilled at soccer and golf, Greensboro Parks and Recreation is offering the first all-ages foot golf tournament. Registration is open for the Foot Golf Classic taking place from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturday, March 27th at Gillespie Golf Course located at 306 East Florida Street. Foot golf is a cross between soccer and golf. It's played with a soccer ball but follows golf rules. The tournament will have age divisions for children, teenagers, and adults. The cost to enter is $60 for each 4-person team. Register online by Friday, March 19th. All skill levels are welcome. The entry fee covers players, goodie bags, and awards. For more information, contact Bob Brooks, Director of Golf, at 336-373-5852. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the Greensboro Fire Department. Congratulations on the promotion of 2 captains who are now battalion chiefs. Both were recognized by Fire Chief Jim Robinson. David Bishop joined the fire department in 1993. He was assigned to Fire Station number 11 on the hazardous materials team and will now be assigned to Battalion Chief Car number 3 on B shift. Tim Fields joined the fire department in 1995. He was assigned to Fire Station number 5 on the search and rescue team and will now be assigned to Battalion Chief Car number 4 on B shift. Way to go, Battalion Chief Bishop and Fields. Please remember, as more places continue to open, wear your face covering, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM. Be sure to download our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro, and now GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. News.